Kurapika is so well known for taking on the Phantom Troop. However, he never had a fight against the Phantom Troop member Nobunaga, who was furious at him for being the chain user who took out Uvogin, another member of the troop. He was so furious at whoever did it before he even knew who the chain user was. And if Kurapika had another fight against Nobunaga, it could have been great. Now, why did this fight never happen? This could be due to a few different reasons. Obviously because Togashi didn't decide for this to happen, because Nobunaga could never find the chain user on his own, and once the Yorknew Arc was done, we didn't see much from Kurapika for a while, and we didn't see Nobunaga again. However, if the two had fought, this could have been great to further show Kurapika's power at this time. He obviously had the fight against Uvogin, but he doesn't have many fights in the series, especially when compared to Gon or Killua. So this could have been a great way to give us another entertaining fight with him, showing us more of how capable he was. If he could have beat this other Phantom Troop member, which he probably could have, but it would have been a great moment. That was intense. Both of them full of rage, wanting revenge. Kurapika wanting revenge on the Phantom Troop, while Nobunaga wanting revenge for what happened to Uvogin, getting revenge for his friend. Who would have won? Well, I would say Kurapika for sure would have won this fight. We saw how he did against Uvogin, and Nobunaga was, at best, close to as powerful as Uvogin, close to being as good as a Nen user. If anything though, Uvogin was the better out of the two. Kurapika getting another win under his belt would have made him a bigger threat and be seen as a bigger deal. Also gave us a different style of fight against a different type of an opponent, because we see the only few times we saw Kurapika have a fight was once against someone in the Hunter exam that was a big muscular brute who was pretending to be a Phantom Troop member, and then against Uvogin, who once again was pretty much a big muscular brute. So if he had a fight up against Nobunaga, it would have been a different type of an opponent, a different matchup, as we already know now very well how he does against opponents similar to Uvogin. So seeing him go up against a different style of an opponent would have been interesting, as well as the fact that he never properly fought Hisoka, which was an opponent that would have been like no other that he's ever fought, but they never ended up continuing the fight they were gonna have. So this would have been a good chance to let us see Kurapika go up against a different opponent. Also the fact that Nobunaga didn't show up again. So if they weren't going to make him show up either way like they decided to do, might as well have made him go up against Kurapika. Kurapika takes him out just like he did to Uvogin, and that's the reason why we don't see him again after the Yorknew Arc. Instead of just getting rid of him for no reason, things going along without him either way, because this could have added to the story, added to the storyline, made it more interesting, made it more intense and everything. Just added to how great Kurapika's reputation was becoming, and made him even more impressive, especially for the limited experience he had. The fight would have had so much good storyline connected with it, and such a good build-up, since both wanted revenge. It would have felt meaningful, and it would have actually probably been much better than if they never did it like they ended up doing. Unless there's some reason why Nobunaga should have never went up against Kurapika that I'm not seeing. I can understand them wanting to continue the storyline with him with the rest of the Yorknew Arc, since he was a big part of it, being a Phantom Troop member during the rest of the arc, but they could have found some time in the arc where he did end up going up against Kurapika one-on-one. Well, of course, you could say maybe they didn't make it happen because they didn't want to make Kurapika seem too powerful and give too much to his character too soon, since he was very unexperienced, and they didn't want him to seem like he was that powerful yet. Possibly even didn't want to make Nobunaga or the Phantom Troop look weak or like easy opponents, taking away from how dangerous they were supposed to be. Well, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I hope you enjoyed the video.